Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Black Eel Podcast, where we're going to be talking about the latest trailer for Peacemaker, moving on to our thoughts on Superman and the two after credit scenes and what they might mean, and then moving on to or ending, I should say, with a character spotlight from me. So let's get right into the surprise of it all, which was the Peacemaker new trailer. So Mike and I went to go see Superman together, and all of a sudden, a new Peacemaker trailer pops up in the beginning, which, to be fair, does make sense. I'm not saying it doesn't,
Yep.
but I for whatever reason don't. I don't think I was ever thinking we were going to see a show trailer in a movie like beginning.
You know what? That didn't even click in my head because like last week I think when we were recording I said I'm expecting a Peacemaker trailer coming out probably this week or because with Superman it didn't even click in my head that it's out of place that a TV show would come up for a for the movies. Like that didn't even register.
That's what I'm here for, Mike, to register everything. But no, that was the big surprise for me. It wasn't so much that I was surprised we got a new trailer. It was more of the fact that we got the new trailer in front of the movie,
Yeah.
which I thought was kind of interesting. So one of the big things here, and we're going to talk about the confusion I have after watching Superman, I'll say, and we'll discuss that a little bit more. Um, what this trailer made it seem was, which wasn't all that shocking, but the pocket dimension allows him to be connected to another universe.
hmm It is so we had the assumption before that it was that there was pocket dimension that his father was able to have access to, which is where he had stored all of the Peacemaker helmets and whatnot, all his gear.
Hmm.
And this trailer essentially, literally, just came straight out and said, like, yes, this is another universe. So, something we already knew, but basically the trailer just held our hand through it. It's just now
Yes.
how we got to get from point A, which is Peacemaker season one and the DCU, to now, or the DCEU to now part two, which is the DCU. So
Oh, is it now called just the DCU, not the DCEU?
the DCEU is the Snyderverse.
Oh, I've been mixing the two. It doesn't. I knew what show I was talking about. But
Either way.
anyway, um, okay. So yeah, so it was just. I mean, although I will say we got to see because Mike hasn't paid attention enough in the trailers to notice the difference between the two Peacemakers.
No.
Um, there is a significant difference. The helmets are different, and the costume is different. Um, anyway, so one of the big things too, and like I said, we'll discuss later. Other than that, there was nothing else new,
No, no.
right?
It was that part, that very important detail that was just
Which
like, yeah,
was, which to be fair, was very important. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
Um, and that also relates obviously to Superman, heavily. But the part that I'm confused with, I will say, and we'll just jump right into that first, is so Peacemaker makes a cameo in this movie, but it's the Peacemaker. I will say this: it appears to look like the Peacemaker that we're aware of.
Yes. So like the thing that I'm assuming you're getting at is that where this all takes place in the timeline.
Well,
Um,
yeah, and like, is this going to show? Because to be fair, there's a huge gap in time between Peacemaker season 1 and season 2.
yep.
Could this have been right before Superman, or like
I mean the
during
other
Superman? That's
I
the other
mean
thing.
the other thing too is like still the question of like which like Peacemaker should answer is that how is this all related? Because obviously, when Peacemaker season two comes out, Rick Flag is hunting down Peacemaker because he wants revenge for the death of his son. Which Peacemaker was it? When did the Suicide Squad happen? That Rick Flag is pissed. How does this line up with Creature Commandos and how all this stuff is like? Hopefully, this show will answer those questions because, like you said, I mean, when does it take place for Superman? When does it take place for Suicide Squad? When does it take place in its own thing? Um,
Also, the one thing we forgot to mention about the Peacemaker trailer is they make a joke about this new universe being better.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Peacemaker says that this is so much better. So,
Um, which I find to be hilarious for many reasons, obviously.
mhm,
Um, but so anyway, getting back to the point. So no, it was just a little bit, and again, it doesn't ruin anything because we still don't know the facts of what's going on in Peacemaker. We're
yeah,
just making assumptions because we might find out that the Peacemaker we know is from this universe to begin with, and they've just sort of like slowly retconned him, like changed a little bit, meaning like the super. You know what I'm saying? We don't fully know 100%. The why I'm saying it that way? No, no, no. There's a reason why I'm saying it that way, in the sense of he could still find another universe. But my point I'm making is there's a wide range that can be done.
you didn't explain it whatsoever. You're like, hey,
So
hang on,
my
let me
no, no,
explain.
no. So my whole thing is it's like okay, this the reason why I'm saying this is because the costume looks way too similar to the season one, right?
Yeah,
the the cameo. Now that could have been an accident. Maybe they filmed that before Peacemaker 2, which is what happened, to be
yeah,
fair.
yeah,
So they would have just used the suit that they already had.
mhm, yeah.
My
Okay.
point of, you get my point I'm making. It's just that the suit looks a little different. That being said, that does not mean what I'm getting at is the potential of that being the Peacemaker we know is still plausible, and the fact of like he could be from that universe and then finds the pocket dimension and he finds this other one where he thinks is the cool universe, and it just so happens to be that. I doubt it just because of with the jokes with James Gunn. I doubt would have made that joke if it wasn't about his own universe.
I mean, the only reason my reasoning for saying no is because of how Peacemaker season one ended with the Justice League showing up. So the fact that you know that
No, and I know, and I think right now I get your point, and you're absolutely correct.
if the Justice League never showed up at the end of season one, I would say that's very possible. And
Also true.
but the fact that we saw the Justice League, you're starting off on a great footing. I am so proud of you. Let's see how quickly you forget. um, oh, that didn't last long. um, but yeah, if the Justice League didn't appear at the end of season one, yes, but because Justice League was there, they've already established that this is a different universe because the two Supermen are very different. Aquaman is
I
obviously going to be
just
different.
I just can't wait for it, to be honest with you. It's gotten to
Oh,
that
I'm so
point.
looking forward to it.
Um,
It's only a month
also,
away.
also Lobo's going to be in Supergirl, which we'll talk about a little bit later because it all relates. So, couple of things. We were, which one of us said that it was Ultraman in the suit?
I did.
That's what I thought.
That's why as soon as he took his hat mask off, I instantly just turned and looked at you, and you just gave me like a side eye.
Um, my other thing too was the fact that Ultraman was a clone, but I don't think that's the Ultraman that I don't think he's going to stay Ultraman. I know that's very weird to say, but I think he's going to be Bizarro. Very
He
much
could turn
so,
into Bizarro. That's yeah, no, that's a good one. That's very possible with the way
mostly
that
due to the
they
fact that
played
he's
this out.
stupid.
Yep,
He's stupid. He got sent to. Granted, he got sucked into a. Spoiler alerts.
a
He
little late for
gets.
that at this point.
I know. Well, I'm saying it now. Um, the idea of him being sucked into the black hole is so I'll say this. I know what a black hole is actually, meaning like in science terms. But in comics it's normally a like portal in
Yeah,
the sense of like you cuz beings like normally would kill anybody, but Superman is not anybody.
yep, yep.
Um so I'm
Um,
very curious to see what happens there cuz he could go through the black hole and then it get reversed.
yeah, no, he very much could. I mean, there's he didn't die, so there's still possibilities of somehow him returning.
Can we also talk about how when I say this no main characters slash villains died,
No, nobody died. That
which
is
I am very impressed with. And I had said that to Heb, who we watched it with. I said I'm actually pleasantly surprised they didn't kill anybody.
As you know, that is one of my biggest tropes for Marvel is they kill off every villain.
To be fair, I'm
So
okay. I'm okay.
that's a
Like, if they would have, like, hear me out. If they would have only killed the engineer, right? Granted, they didn't. But I'm
mhm.
saying, like, if they just killed the engineer, I think I still would have been fine too, because they
It's
didn't.
still wouldn't have been that big of a deal,
No,
you
no.
know.
But what I'm saying is they didn't kill anybody, so they have the opportunity to bring everybody back and have more opportunities for stories. Because realistically, in comics, granted, a lot of people die, but they get brought back. But like nobody's like really dead, dead,
Yep. No, I mean
unless,
it's
of course, your Uncle Ben.
well, he still comes back and dies just multiple times.
He's the only one that's never got brought back after being killed. He's been retconned, but he's never been. That's actually so. It was I think I told you that.
What about Aunt May?
What about him?
Has she ever come back when she dies?
Who?
Aunt May.
Oh yeah,
Oh, she has.
yeah.
Oh, that's wild. I was like,
No, she doesn't stay dead. No, the so original. I think I told you this. The original two people who always were supposed to be killed in Marvel were Bucky Barnes and like meaning like they had to stay dead. They were never to be brought back. Was Bucky Barnes and Uncle Ben. And the only reason why Bucky Barnes was brought back was because they pulled, they copied DC and they copied Jason Todd's story, which is how he
so
becomes the.
they made him new.
Yeah, because he didn't like Stanley didn't like children being a sidekick. He thought that was very stupid and didn't like the idea to begin with. That's why he kills Bucky Barnes um, very quick. Well, he wanted Bucky Barnes to stay dead because he didn't like the idea of this great American hero having a young ward with him is stupid. It's the dumbest thing he's ever heard of, which is funny because of Batman. But anyway, which he thinks Robin. He always thought Robins were stupid, in the sense of the idea of them,
Hmm.
not the characters themselves, but the idea of it.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. I
anyway,
mean,
I'm
it's a very big. That's like one of the big flaws of Batman. Is like why the hell does he have so many kids?
so many. But anyway, so yeah, so we have the wall. Is it the wall of Bavaria? No, what is he called?
Ultraman,
Yeah, but first, what is he called first?
the Hammer of
The
Boravia.
hammer. Sorry, the hammer. Also, so like, all right, there's a lot to unpack. All I
There
have
was
to
a
say
lot that
is
happened in this movie.
there's a lot. All I have to say is They did Lex Luthor the best I have ever seen Lex Luthor be done.
And it yeah. No, he played Lex Luthor so
It's not.
incredibly well.
It's. Here's the thing. I will agree with you that the acting was great too, but it was the writing of it all too. Like,
Oh
don't get
yeah.
me wrong. He had to do a great performance, and he did.
Oh
I
yeah.
was less concerned about his performance, especially after seeing the trailers. But the way they wrote his genius
Mhm.
idea from the get go, like they did such a great job because even I didn't know what his whole plan was.
No, I mean they kept that under wrap until the very end, and it
Well, because
it, it was
every
because
time they added,
we he's involved in some way, but it's
yeah,
like how what is his gain, and like you actually could go along with the movie and like learn as we're going. Like it wasn't just like a big reveal at the very beginning and it's like, oh, how are you going to stop him? It was like, no, it's we were
don't
actually
know.
along for the ride.
Yeah, I think the big thing for me too was the fact of every time they added something new to like the level of what how Lex was involved,
Mhm.
I still couldn't predict the next step because I was like I
Oh,
didn't
no.
think it was that deep, and it was spoilers. I know I've said it a million times, but Lex was behind every little step, and his main goal, which is should have been obvious, obviously, but like I don't know why. Like it still was a surprise to me that the big reveal was he did this whole big elaborate plan just to get permission to kill Superman, and should have been obvious. Do not get me wrong,
Uh-huh.
but it was such a big reveal that it was that well done. Like it was that
Mhm.
well done where I was surprised that the whole thing was only to kill Superman.
He didn't care about the country, he didn't care about the money, he didn't care about the weapons, he didn't care about like embarrassing Superman. He wanted permission. He wanted the permission to do it, and they gave it to him,
and
and he almost got away with it, which is actually wild.
and also the fact that he has this massive team to
Yeah,
help.
everyone just idolizes him. Like, yeah, let's kill Superman. Yeah, it's just a full blown team, and a
But to be
crazy
fair,
fangirl that actually loves Superman's best friend.
which I mean, unfortunately, I've never related to a character more. Um, I have never related to a character more. And immediately, as soon as I got the full gist of what was happening, I went like, I'm like, oh, maybe I'm like this character, maybe I'm like this character. And then the moment we dive into his character, I was like, damn, Jimmy Olsen. But anyway, so anyway, they did such a great job with the writing. They also, the big thing too that I liked was they radicalized the metahumans, right?
Mhm.
And granted, loved it. Lex did a great job of it. He got people like-minded to be scared. He used propaganda to scare people, which, to be fair, is what he's always done.
That's Lex Luthor. Yeah.
No, no, it's like I know it's weird to say, but it's like everything that was done was comic book accurate. The only thing I would say it was a problem, and this is, and I am nitpicking, and I mean this
You're
very
trying to look for a problem.
honestly. It wasn't even a problem. I'm surprised he didn't have. No, no, it was this. So my nitpicking was the fact of him not having like a plan B, because meaning like, so he technically, I will argue, I shouldn't say that he did have one. Superman just got there a little bit faster than him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But oh, it was just so good, and like like even the splitting. So like, I just want to keep talking about Lex, but I'm going into detail without saying much. So it starts off with us finding out basically how the universe is here.
Mm.
How 3 decades ago is when metahumans started.
No, 3 centuries
Sorry, you're right. It was 3 centuries. 3 decades is when Superman as an infant came down,
arrived.
and
Yep,
then 3 years ago is when Superman existed.
first arrived, and
Well,
then it was
and then it was 3 months ago was something.
yeah, something happened 3 months. I
Three
don't
weeks.
remember that.
3 weeks
Oh,
were.
3 months ago he stopped the war.
Was it 3 months? I didn't think it was that. No, it couldn't have been that long. I thought it was 3 weeks.
It
I
might have
thought
been
the
three
three
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah. No, I don't remember which. I don't remember what 3 months was. But yeah, no,
But
you're right.
anyway, they did something for three for everything.
Yep.
Also, what's the significance about three?
I don't think there's really any, as far as
No,
I.
James Gunn does not do anything without significance.
I'll look it up.
Oh, you know what? It could be the big three because every universe has the big three.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, Wonder Woman isn't in his radar yet. So
Well, she is because she's Themyscira is a part of this phase.
yeah, but Wonder Woman isn't.
No, but we're splitting hairs. But yes, you're right.
I
But
mean,
there's no way she's not going to be in that show.
I don't know. They're not even looking for actresses for her right now. Like their focus obviously is Batman next, and then
Well, yeah, because I don't even think they've started writing Themyscira yet.
no. But
Uh,
my point is like James Gunn has said like she is still a long way out. So that's why
I
I'm.
I think Wonder Woman is a long way out, but Diana is not.
It's possible.
That's just they could go with Donna Troy first. That'd be interesting.
Um,
Throw Mike for a loop.
what was that?
I hate repeating myself. Donna Troy. They could start off with her instead.
Oh, they could. Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, there's just a lot of lore. We got introduced to. This was the first time I feel like we got introduced to so many characters, and it wasn't a problem. Is that weird?
I was actually going to ask you how you, because I know that was your big fear of this movie is there were too many characters, and I wanted to know at what if you were okay with it, if you thought it flowed.
So I think for me is they used. they used the right characters, in my opinion, to do what they needed to do. Like they didn't use big name characters, right? They used people who were, you know, Hawkgirl is sort of known enough. Green Lanterns are sort of. I know we talked about this already, but Green Lanterns
Mm.
are known enough. Mister Terrific is kind of like he's sort of been introduced because he was in other things. Wasn't he in a live action show?
Yes, he was in the Arrowverse. Yeah,
So it's like it's not like it's somebody who's brand spanking new. You know what I mean? Like
but
he's
but they gave him a little bit more attention than the other guys
well because he's not as well known.
because he's not as known.
Same
The
thing. Same thing with the engineer. They told us her backstory. Granted, not in great detail, but
they
they
gave
told
they
us.
gave it they gave us Ultraman's backstory as well. So
Well, yes, yes, but
they
only at
told
the.
us they told us everything that we needed to know. I mean, yes, they did. At the very beginning, they like
It,
hinted. They didn't really give too much about him.
no, but they did. They did obviously when he was
At the
revealed who he
at
was.
the end,
But we also knew too because Mike didn't pay attention to this. Shockingly, um, was Mike was like, "Oh, by the way, this hawk girl isn't the hawk girl we know," and I went, "Yeah, I know." He's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Because they said in the movie that everyone that's a metahuman was terrestrial, meaning they were on Earth."
I want you to know that I found that out before seeing the movie.
Okay, fair.
I so that's why I mentioned it and didn't click in my head that I had mentioned that before. Um,
No, so they did mention it, which I thought was interesting because even I was like, "How does Hawk Girl fit into that?" Because to be fair, I was kind of like, well, that doesn't fit Hawk Girl, but maybe obviously it must not be the Hawk Girl I know.
mhm.
Which does make sense because she kept screaming a lot, which I'm assuming has something to do with her powers.
I mean, in general, like the hawk people do like a bird call a lot because there's always, but it I don't know.
I don't know. I felt like she
That
did it.
didn't really stand out to me. I think it was just meant to make it hawk girl, um, just a
Fair,
trope for it. But
fair. Guy Gardner was great.
oh, he was so great. And
The
like I told you, but like I told you, as soon as he got revealed, just Steph turns to me. He's like, "I hate his haircut." I'm like, "This is his character."
but
She's like,
it's like what kills
"Why?"
me is it's like I nobody's arguing with her. Everyone agrees that his haircut sucks, but it's his haircut. Like it is the most like comic book accurate haircut ever.
And they make jokes about it. So I mean,
Yes. Um, is it Metamorphose?
meta metamorpho.
Metamorpho. Sorry. Um, he was interesting. Um, I mean, I know him from. Was it Batman the animated series or was it Justice League?
He was in the Batman animated series, I
Was he
believe. No,
also
no,
in
no, no,
Justice
no.
League?
He was in Justice League. He was in Justice League. I believe it was Unlimited.
Oh, I thought.
I
Anyway,
don't
it doesn't
remember
matter.
which one, but it
But I
was
remember.
Justice League.
But all right, I'll say this. I remember him from that. He was. So in this one though, he was technic. Well, I'm going to argue that he wasn't a villain by choice in
He was
this.
helping the bad guys.
Yes, but he didn't have a choice.
It was out of it. But he was forced to help the bad guys.
Yes, um, because his child, who looked nothing like him.
Nothing like.
Um,
But hey, maybe when he grows up, and
well, the funny thing is, the first thing I thought of when I saw the kid was Martian,
yeah.
and then he's like, "That's my kid," and I was like, "Is it
Well,
though?"
I mean, Lex made a comment. It's like, if you don't do what I'll say, I'll find another Martian. And he's like, I'm not a Martian. He's like, you're close enough. It's like
No, I do know that. No, I do remember that.
the
Um,
racism.
well, I mean, realistically, we know that of Lex. Anybody
Oh yeah.
who's not of Earth is a problem.
Yep.
And anybody who
Although,
sides.
did you see? I'm I'm going kind of out on a limb, but at the end of the movie, when they were all coming together, Metamorpho was holding his son, and then someone came up and like got close to him, and it was just a human female.
Wasn't that his? Well,
I'm
wasn't
assuming
that?
it's his. I'm assuming it was his wife. So that's
Well,
why I
that
was
was
just like,
so that was when they that was like supposedly when we see everyone after
yeah, yeah, yeah,
when
near
they're
the end of
sitting
the movie.
down watching TV.
Yeah, Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. No, I do know that. I'm assuming no. I assume that was the woman he had the child with.
yeah.
Is my assumption. I don't know for a fact, but I'm assuming.
But it was one of those things where it was just like him, and then with a very beautiful woman creating a a Martian looking thing, and just
Correct. And we know so what we know of him, at least what I remember, is he can create pretty much anything as long as he knows the components of it.
mm,
He basically shapeshifts his body into anything. But he has to know the full molecular slash atomic structure of it,
mm,
which I do kind of like. I'm not gonna lie, because that's I do like that because it's the same thing with alchemy. Granted, it's different because he can make nothing out of. I mean, he can make something out of nothing, but he has to know how to make it,
mm,
which I think is kind of cool. The weird thing though is the kryptonite, but I'm assuming Lex gave him the information on how to do it. Obviously,
yeah. They obviously had samples of kryptonite, and
well,
it
yes, which
they
are all now gone,
yep.
supposedly.
Yes, and
Um,
they're gonna look for ways to create their own kryptonite. Is the
oh
direction
yeah,
I'm
which is
guessing they're
always
gonna
the
go.
thing.
Yeah.
Which has always been the thing. We know that from Lex in general.
Yep.
What else was I gonna say? The engineer was cool. She got creepy for a bit. When she went full on techno. But it worked, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, let Can we just talk about the scene in the Fortress of Solitude with Lex,
No.
unfazed by everything
Oh
going
yeah.
on around him?
I just like I said, it just goes kudos to believe his name is Nicholas Holt, but
I believe
kudos
you're
to him
correct.
just being able to play this character so well that it's you're looking at it and you're watching this and it's like that is Lex Luthor. You know,
So unfazed, it was perfect.
so much confidence that his plan is going to that it will not derail. That he just doesn't care about anything else.
Correct. And also, can we talk about the?
Although Crypto caught him off guard a little bit.
Well, yeah, no, nobody was expecting crypto. Can we also talk about Bradley Cooper?
That one caught me off guard. He's popping up in everything lately?
I
Like,
was so thrown off by him being there. Also being dad, interesting.
yeah,
So I just thought that was. Here's the thing: I had no issue with it whatsoever. Obviously, it was a cameo. It doesn't mean anything. I know that's weird to say, but it's like whatever.
especially
Um,
now because he's dead.
well, we think.
I mean, his conscience is alive, but I mean, yes, it is
Well,
possible they could do like a little loophole to
all
keep
right.
his
Can I?
parents
Can I
alive.
just? All right. Can we just say this? Let's be honest. Would it be all that shocking if they made him Zod because he wants to conquer the earth?
That would, I mean, yeah, I mean, so there are iterations of
Ha!
Superman. There are iterations of Superman comics where his parents do send him to Earth with the intentions of conquering. It's not as it's not as prevalent, but there are some iterations where his parents aren't exactly the best people. Um,
Correct.
I'm very interested in that. I'm intrigued by the fact that James Gunn chose to go that route. But I guess it makes it more so that because obviously with Superman being so obsessed with his biological parents that he wants to learn more about them, the fact that now he is so different from them, uh, I guess shifts the focus away from them to now his human parents. So, obviously I loved that, and the few scenes that we saw of his parents, I absolutely loved. It's just like such a southern family, and
Oh, mom, pa. Yeah.
Ma and Pa just was just great.
I
Um,
will say, all right. So I'll say this one. So I was trying to look to see who the woman was that was playing um Bradley Cooper's wife in that. I couldn't find it quick. Oh wait, no, I did. Westworld's Angela Safara. That name looks so familiar. Anyway, so obviously I know Bradley Cooper. We all know Bradley Cooper. Let's not pretend otherwise.
yeah,
Also not surprising because of James Gunn. They work together. Um,
I was about to say he was in Guardians, so
what was she in that we would have seen? She looks so familiar.
I didn't recognize her.
Oh, I
You
did.
see, I think you see more shows than I do.
Oh, okay. She was in Twilight.
There we go. I did not see that.
No, there was a few other things that she's been in, but I didn't know she was in it. I'll say it that way. But her big thing was Westworld, which I've never seen.
I've never
Um,
seen Westworld. Yeah.
but
I've
anyway,
heard it was good.
no, I've heard it's good. I'm just saying in general. I love the twist on it. I love that. Crypto was incredible. I
I love I love the entire trope, the entire movies that he is a bad dog and Superman doesn't want him, but he does, but he's responsible for him, so he doesn't want
but he's
to.
also not his dog, that which is what threw me
Which
off.
we found out at the very end of the movie.
I was like, why is
Although
Superman not like?
they hinted it at the beginning, but they officially revealed it at the end.
No, correct. But I'm just like, I was so thrown off. Well,
That
because he
was
kept saying he's. I'm just watching him, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
it was a
Um,
no foster situation.
Foster
That's what.
situation. You're right. You're right. It's stupid me. But yeah, so that was it. Was, so yeah, that was good. This I thought the CGI was great. Apparently, you know what it is. So I'll say this. You know how everyone had a problem with Superman flying?
Yeah.
That actor just has a lazy eye.
Oh, really? That's what it was.
So it actually doesn't have anything to do with CGI. It's just his natural face.
I mean, I had said when we first saw that, I said it could have just he could have just went cross-eyed for that moment or something, but no, I
No, no.
didn't realize.
So I was watching him heavily in the movie, and he has a lazy eye. Um, we saw it more with Ultraman, and I. So the reason why I say that is not. I don't think it was a choice like he made. Like, oh, I'm going to use my like lazy eye, like show my lazy eye more. I
Mm,
think it was just the way his body, like, it had to do when he was when he was looking at Lois, he was fine, but when he was, I think when he was looking at like CGI stuff,
mm.
because Ultraman only saw CGI stuff technically when we see his face because he's CGI.
He's looking at himself. Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm like, so like it was just weird because it's like anyway. So I noticed that, so I was less concerned about the CGI because it was actually really good.
yeah. No, I mean,
Even
I
the gr-
the
e-
only part that was like the questionable
was
CGI
the
was the one
punch,
that was the punch that we saw in the trailer, and like
which I still
really,
have to agree with. I
it's
still have to
not a
agree with
bad.
was no because it was so short.
Yeah.
Um, but everything else was well done. Um, what
What
else?
did you
What else?
think? What did you think of the dynamic between Superman and Lois? Did you like their chemistry?
All right, I'll say this. I had a problem with the relationship, but not for reasons you will automatically assume. I know Superman and Lois Lane are always together. In all renditions, in some way, they get together.
You didn't like that she already knew he was Clark Kent, even it
Nope.
was such
No, that
it's
wasn't
such
my
a
issue. That was
oh,
actually not my issue.
okay.
My issue was they stated that it only been 3 months that they've been dating.
Yeah.
And he said, I love you. That bothered me.
Oh.
It was too soon for me, and that's my issue.
Okay, but they've only been dating for 3 months. We don't know how long they've actually known each other.
All right, I'm sorry. Are you all right? All right. I don't care. Like you could know somebody for like a decades, and if you've just been starting to date them, you're not going to say I love you that quickly. It's still awkward.
If
But to be
if
fair, I will give you that the world was thought to be in destruction.
I mean
His
that's
world,
fair.
his world.
That's fair. I mean, he did drop that while there was
While
an
go
interdimensional pest in the background that the Justice Gang was fighting, and he is just
that
like, yeah.
I I that scene messed with me more than it should have because I was so distracted by the background. It was my I have not been diagnosed with anything, but man, if I am, my ADHD was messing with me because I was like, there's a thing behind you and it's glowing and it shouldn't be glowing, and I'm seeing a green baseball bat hit it.
He's in a bang, just constantly in the background. You see the wings going and just
And then
constant
you see the
green
little
shapes.
red blasts from the
Yep.
balls, and I'm like, oh gosh, this is just ridiculous.
What's funny
Uh,
is that we actually saw that in the trailer, but we didn't know the context. So I,
well, we were assuming Superman was going to turn around and go, oh, I'm going to help them. Not
yeah,
Superman being like,
not
nah, I'm
just
going
go.
to take a
Eh.
break. They got it.
That was so funny. That was so unnecessarily funny.
Also, the Hall of Justice was nice to see too.
That was early. I was surprised by that, with the fact technically there's only three members. So
which also has a huge space. Can we talk about that for a minute? A
yeah,
lot of
that's what I
space
meant.
for
That's
three people,
for three people. That's what I mean.
but have shitty garages, garage doors.
He hasn't had time to get there yet. Um,
That was they. James Gunn's good with humor. This had the perfect amount of action and humor
yeah,
because the humor did not take away from anything.
it didn't feel forced.
No,
It
it
felt in the right spot.
it. I know this is going to sound weird to say, but like, I feel like if I had superpowers, right?
Hmm.
Bear with me. Like in certain moments, I'm gonna make a joke because this is my normal. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like granted, like in most situations, like you're gonna make jokes because you've dealt with stuff like this before. Not to say you've dealt with that particular issue, but you've
Mm,
had life-threatening stuff before, so it's like, nah, you know, like anything, right?
yeah,
I thought it was well done. I also like that the villains didn't make jokes.
yeah.
They were the serious ones, which because you can't have both.
No,
I
no.
and they did a great job of the villains being serious. Granted, one of them being an idiot clone, the other one being a tech, and then the other one being just a narcissist. Um, also, all of Lex's ex girlfriends were in the pocket dimension, which I thought was funny.
Yep, yep.
No, so there was only I will say there was another nitpicky thing, but to be fair, we don't know the time gap, so I'm less mad about it after thinking about it. But initially, when I saw it, I was a little weirded out. Was when one of the exes comes out and she's like, "Mom, Dad," and she runs to her parents, and I'm like, "There's no way." And then I realized we don't know the time gap between them going in and getting them out, so they could
Mhm.
have gotten family members out of there.
Yeah, yeah. That's fair.
Also, I'm curious to see what else was in there because I don't think they were all human. Granted,
Oh
obviously
no,
we.
no, definitely not.
Um,
I mean, even the guy that transported all of his captures weren't human.
well, that was the creation of the new universe.
Huh?
He's part. He yeah. Lex talked about it. That guy is part of the universe that Lex created.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So technically,
So like yes, you're right. He's not human, but like Lex is
he's
okay with it
an
because
alien.
Lex created him.
That's yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's very fair.
Um, Also, no. So everything was great. I also loved Lois talking about her feelings, and Mr. Terrific's like, I,
I
I
don't care.
don't care. Like, I don't want to know. And she's like, no, I'm just like talking to myself. And he's like, but you're not. And then she's like, so why did you agree to this? Because Guy Gardner hates it. And I'm just like, that is the best answer. Um,
That's how you know they're truly friends. It's just I
yeah,
want to do it
honestly,
just to piss him off.
honestly, yes. Um, no, everything about it perfect. Also, the fact that they're owned or sponsored by a company is
By
weird
a
to me.
corporation.
Corporation. Now, when I say weird, I don't think it ruined anything whatsoever. I'm just saying it's weird in general. I'm
Well,
not saying
it's
like it worked.
this is uh, so this isn't. I'm taking it as not the official Justice League because they're the Justice Gang.
Well,
So
they
this
don't
is
have a
just
name. They don't have a name
they don't have a
technically.
name. It's the Justice Gang. That's why I'm sticking with it.
No, no, I agree.
And until obviously the big three come together, and then everyone else
Well,
starts
right now
following
Bruce Wayne
suit.
doesn't exist. Well, Bruce Wayne does
Exactly.
exist, but he doesn't exist to be able to pay
He's
for it. So it's like,
has not funding them yet, so they're outsourcing to be able to
and
afford
also
everything.
Superman's not a part of it, which always messes with me a little bit too.
I pointed out in the trailer that
No,
he's not in the
you
group.
did. But it's just, they kind of like, but I don't think I registered that they worked together, like as much as they made it seem.
I don't think they work together as much as you think, because I think they clash a lot. Because obviously
Oh
from the
yeah,
movie
Superman
they
doesn't
have
like him. Superman
very
does.
different.
Superman was not happy with what they were doing. Also, the eye poking messed with
Exactly.
me. Ugh.
Oh, that was a little disturbing.
I was like, I
Absolutely.
mean, don't get me wrong, well done, but
James Gunn has a fixation for poking things in the eye. He did that with Starro.
well, he also kind of did it in Guardians of the Galaxy 3
One more time.
with the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with the animals.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yep. I don't like
Um,
it.
no, I get it, I get it, I get it. Also, we never, well, granted, I don't think we ever thought we were going to find that out anyway, but we don't know what happened to Waller yet.
Nope, we do not know. Nope. Um, we don't know if she technically exists yet because this is a different universe. So,
I thought Creatures Commandos.
oh yeah, it is. Well, we don't. Again, so timeline. We don't know the official
No, no, no,
timeline yet.
you know what? That I will agree with. But I know she exists. We
She
just don't
exists.
know what happened. I mean, to be fair, what happened with there? She either could have gotten a promotion or a demotion, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Um, but we also know she's going to get the power again, or like because she was supposed to get her own show.
As far as I know, that's still on the slate. So,
Well,
um,
it's been pushed back indefinitely. I heard
oh,
it's
I didn't
not.
hear that.
It's not been canceled, but it was pushed back.
I didn't hear
Um,
that. But okay. I
But
mean,
to be fair, I think it's just because he's writing everything. Like, granted, he's not writing it all, like all of it, but like
he's
he wants to do it in
organized.
stages where they're not. He's not worrying about all these projects at once.
He
He
doesn't want
wants
something finished before then it's supposed to because
he
then it's
wants he wants like each phase of like the process of the show slash movie to be at different stages, so he's never like looking at too many of the same thing and getting
mm,
mixed up. Which I do have to give him credit on. That is a very good thing that he's like realizing.
yeah.
Early on. But he did also realize too quickly that he can't write everything because he that was his original plan, I think, in the beginning, and then he's realizing he can't do his job appropriately to write everything.
Well,
But he
no,
is
there were certain things that he specifically wanted to write.
yeah, no, I understand that, but he wrote everything from like realistically. Um, I think he's written everything up till Supergirl. I don't know if he wrote Supergirl actually.
No, he did not write Supergirl.
No, because it's. But
He
anyway,
he was originally going to do Batman Brave and the Bold, but then he
but he's
didn't. He
correct.
backed out on that one. But he very
Also,
much
we're also getting a dynamic duo soon too, which threw me off. Which is, was it?
three
Wait,
years.
is it Red Robin and Red Hood, or is it Nightwing and Red Hood?
Nightwing and Red Hood,
Thank you.
I believe. Um, no, it's rumor has it comes out in 2028. Um,
No, I know, but
so
no, everything's kind of far away. I know that,
oh yeah, yeah.
but no, I just anyway, very very well happy with the movie. We didn't talk about the Daily Planet. Um, the Daily Planet. First off, I mean, realistically, in the beginning, kind of just whatever. I don't want to say it that way, but it did exactly what I was expecting it to do.
It's part of
But
the
when the world
environment,
was coming to an end, man, these people
and
did
they
not
stepped up.
phase. They were like the what's his name?
I love Steve Lombard with him crying in the back of this Mr. Terrific's vehicle, just like, what if I don't have a seat? And just you hear him when she takes off. Ah!
He's like, why don't I have a seat? And nobody acknowledges him
Just ignores
whatsoever.
him.
Um, so well done, and the or the editor in chief was phenomenal.
Perry White, yeah,
He's just unfazed by it all.
just so
He's
yeah.
like, tell me more. As the world is quite literally splitting in half, he's like, I feel like I am the one asking these questions. And she goes, good. I have answers. He goes, that's what I like to hear. As the world is still splitting, he's just like, let's go. He's like, you got a ride? Your thing's still up there? She's like, yeah. How many does it fit? 5. He goes, good. You just got a seat. And I'm like, he only got a seat because she said 5, and it really only sits 4.
No, it was 5, and then she said, maybe 6, and then he was like, okay, you're coming too.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. You're right. Um, so well done. Also, I love the splitting of the universe. I would say my only thing was they made it seem like that stuff that was kind of coming out of it. You know what I'm talking? Like the
Yeah,
squares
the square stuff. Yeah,
was destructive, and yet we never saw it be like problematic other than splitting.
I think it's one of those things where if you get caught in it, it's gonna crush you.
Okay,
Like so, like for example, when the original pocket dimension portal thing it was
it was
collapsing.
crushing it. I got you.
So and then when Lex turned it back on, it started opening again. But that I think it was just
Lex was so awesome, so smart,
You
right?
are so caught up on that. I mean,
And
he
I,
was. I mean, here's the thing. He was the best part of that movie. Uh,
and don't get me wrong, there were very small parts that weren't good. Like there were, like, and I don't think there was anything I can pinpoint right this second, other than the teeth getting knocked out, that I had a problem with. You know what I'm saying? And that was literally like 1 second, if that, of the movie.
yeah, yeah. No, they did. They can't say it enough. Can't stress it enough. They did a great job with this movie. All of the acting was on point.
Yep.
The overall message of the movie and actually giving hope, and I mean, in actuality, like in the current climate that we're in the world, with how much, specifically in the U.S., with the hate for immigrants, and how Superman is an immigrant and he just wants to fit in with the rest of the people.
Yeah.
uh it A great story for a perfect time, and the message of Superman in general, it was a Superman story.
No, it
And
definitely
I
was.
know, I know one of the big things too that you were worried about for Superman is you couldn't, you don't like Superman because he can't be beaten. And this was, it made him feel human because he could, it seemed like he could actually be defeated. It's not like with Man of Steel, like, it's Man of Steel started him off with facing another Kryptonian. So he was already right off the rip a god. This one is grounded a little bit more.
I will agree with you. I also think too, like, he was dealing with human issues in the sense of social media, and like being
Yep.
defeated
Super poop. Super shit.
you know that one hurts the most, Lois. You
And
know
it
that
was
one hurts the
written
most.
by monkeys.
They were genetically modified monkeys. Thank you. All right, they were not just regular monkeys. All right,
That threw
still
me so
hilarious.
much for
Still
her. That,
hilarious.
that caught me off guard so bad. It was so funny.
Well, so here's my thought process on it, right? So one, brilliantly done. But the idea was it was to show that, like, granted, we already know this because we deal with social media in general, but like showing that most of the stuff on social media isn't real. Like,
Yeah.
it's not real people. Granted, it was a real thing. It was monkeys. It wasn't an AI technically, but it was.
I mean, even still, like, he called them monkey trolls. So I mean,
No, I know. Well, because
so
you
like,
saw the wires in their head,
yeah.
uh, but
But
so well done.
that's the thing, is like, anything from social media, you can't take it seriously. You can't take it from heart, because there are people that go online specifically to hurt people,
Oh,
whether they
100%.
believe it or not.
Also, my question for you though, was Lex's girlfriend taking those selfies on purpose to show all the bad stuff he was doing, or was she doing it because she wanted likes?
Oh, 100% for the likes. She is not smart enough for that. Absolutely not.
I don't know though, because hear me out, right? I'm playing devil's advocate
You're playing
because,
devil's advocate.
well, no, because she purposely put herself in like like the angled correctly to be in front of certain things.
Yeah, but I'm going to counter that by saying, how many photos did she take that she just happened to get one in the right spot because all she was doing was pushing the camera button the entire time?
That unfortunately is where I have to wave a white
Bow out.
flag because you're not wrong. There were a lot of photos where we only saw like three of them actually be useful. Um, but anyway, that was well done too. I
I
love
mean, for
that.
God's sake, she was sending the pictures while getting kidnapped. So, I mean, it's like, or when she was getting captured by Lex and Ultraman, she was still snapping photos.
Well, no, she sent them, which I thought was very good. But excuse me.
I
No,
just sitting in the closet yelling, and just you see Ultraman just turn. It's like, oh my god.
I literally was like, this girl is so stupid. I wasn't wrong, but I was like, she's so stupid. Um, but just also Lex not caring like about anybody other than himself. Perfect.
Anybody,
Um,
we said this in the trailer. Just anybody that liked Superman didn't care.
yeah, no, I agree. But no, everything was just so well done. Metamorphose was great. The CGI on him wasn't bad either. I was kind of impressed.
No, they did a good job with that CGI. No, that was really good.
Um,
Um, I want to say the trailer got a good swerve with the trailer with Lex narrating, where he was going through everybody's how he was going to kill everybody that liked him, and how he said the reporter that you're always doing interviews with, I'll kill her too. They did
yeah,
that good twist where it was actually like
two separate.
it was actually two separate scenes coming together where it was he was actually talking about Clark Kent. Um, I thought that was great. You know,
Yeah, because I honestly, well, because to be fair, technically Lois had never interviewed him.
at that point, yeah, it was never a published interview.
Correct. Because Clark Kent was the only one who's ever interviewed him, and
Yep.
she's like, "You've timed your fake interviews with yourself." Still gets me every time.
I
So
loved the arguments with, like I said, going back to the dynamic between the
oh
two.
no, I loved it. I loved it, and
Like
I also
the argument, like going back and forth, like it felt like a real couple.
no agreed. Um, well done, without a problem. Very curious to see where we're going to see Superman again.
Hmm.
Because there's no way I can't imagine them waiting many years before we see him again.
The only thing I know is that James Gunn said his next project is not Superman 2. So
No, no, which we no. I what I mean by is there's no way we won't see Superman again. Is what I'm saying is like the
no,
character.
no. I know what you meant, but I'm just saying like even like a
No,
Superman
I
2
think his
or.
sequels are not of importance right now because in his mind he's focusing on building a universe.
Mhm.
Not to say that there's not going to be a Superman 2. I don't think that's even in. I definitely don't think that's in Phase 1. Um,
It's gonna be a few years out
phase
before that
Phase
happens.
2 at the earliest, in my
Hmm.
opinion. Which is a
With
minimum of
the
like 2030.
this is as we said a universe builder. So everything that's coming out right now is going to be setting the universe to
All
combine.
different aspects of it too, which I like.
Yes. And I mean, this first phase is called Gods and Monsters. So everything is going to be related around that. So I like that in this case, Superman wasn't the god. Lex Luthor had that god complex. So I liked that. I really loved that twist in
And
that.
technically, Superman was the monster for half the movie,
Yeah, that's true. He was
which
because
I
he
thought was kind of
Lex
cool.
managed to
The
get the
way
world
the
to hate him
world turned on Superman so quick. Um,
within an instant, which is real life.
no, no,
Like
no.
the world
It's
turns
here's the
on
thing.
people.
To be fair, very accurate. But I also like how like all the good things he did, all it took was one bad moment.
Hmm.
And granted, something he can't even control was, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Also, love that we changed the parent, like his parents thing, from his Kryptonian parents to his Kansas
Oh yeah.
parents.
Yeah. That was great. That
Um,
was great.
I will say the one thing I will say I think did bother me a little bit, but I grew to like as it happened, like as we saw them more and more, was how hick his parents were. Eh, You know, like hick, like very,
Southern.
very,
Yeah.
very like stupid and everything else. It
Farm.
wasn't.
Shouldn't say Southern. Farmers. Like true. Like
Yeah, but they portrayed him. They portrayed them. I'll say in the very beginning of them being introduced, very stupid, like right with technology and everything else. But
old timers with that you know not you tech savvy. Yep. I mean it was meant to be a funny joke with her
no, no,
yelling
no.
into the phone.
But when we got to know them more, I very much liked them without a
Yeah.
problem.
Hmm.
I'm just stating like when we first saw them, I was like, we're really going down this route. Like we're
Hmm.
going like, but they did a great job of like, although that's a part of them, it's not the only thing,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
did like.
Wait,
Um,
at the end of the day, that part, like you said, it's a part of them, but it's not their main focus. The main focus of them is to be the guiding light for Clark,
agreed.
aka Superman.
No, agreed,
And that
100%.
was the that by the at the beginning, we got the sense like, okay, they're farmers, not that tech savvy, not that bright, but their significance is what in the end is what's important, and that's what
Which
we saw.
it was, and they were his parents in every statement I could make
Hmm.
by just what Pa said of being like that doesn't define you. We just give you the tools, and I'm like, ooh, Like,
Yep.
Pa's wise. Pa is wise, and I am. Um, again, I think it was also the fact that they were Ma and Pa. Granted, when we first got introduced to them, it was through Face. No, it wasn't. Was it through FaceTime,
No, it was just
or was it just a
speakerphone. Speakerphone.
which was the worst introduction to them, I will say. However, it was fixed rather quickly when we get them again towards the end of the movie,
I mean, it's
middle
one
of
of
the movie.
again, it's like one of those stereotypes where it's like an older parents. I mean, my parents, if you put them on the phone, they're yelling because they don't realize that, so
My
it's like,
my mother is significantly younger than your parents, and she does the same thing. FaceTime although she's been able to figure it out. When I say that, okay, she understands that somebody else has to start it for her.
yeah,
Meaning, like, she can accept it, but she can't start the call.
yeah,
Um, but no, so I will say this. In beginning, like very first introduction to them, wasn't a fan of, but when we got to the important scenes, they were incredible
yeah,
and exactly what I was expecting his parents to be.
yes,
Um, so let's talk about the after credit scenes. Well, one is not an after credit scene, one is just the ending, and then the other two are after credit scenes.
okay. I was gonna say skipping over crypto.
Well, whoa, what? What crypto in general?
Well, the ending with crypto, I'm assuming is what you're talking about.
Yeah, when we get Supergirl.
Okay, yeah.
Supergirl, in my opinion, is more prevalent in that scene than Crypto. But
Well, the important thing is that we found out that crypto belongs to Supergirl
yes, and she is a chronic alcoholic who likes to party on
on
Red
Red
Sun
Sun
Planet
planets
because it's the only
because
way she can get drunk.
she is mortal when she is on a Red Sun planet.
Which also begs the question: how does she get back? Um,
Portals. I
okay.
mean, she probably still has her spaceship too.
Oh, also true. Also true. But anyway, so we get to see her. Granted, we see her as a drunk teenager.
Hmm.
And
Teenager or young adult, somewhere around there.
correct, but you get my point. Like, it gives me more teenage vibes than adult vibes. I'll say that way.
Hmm.
But I do get your point. She could be very well early 20s. I'm not stating that. But so yeah, so we get that, and she apparently is the owner of crypto, who is not a good owner because both for or Fred, no, what's his name now? Greg,
Gary,
Gary. Oh, I was so close but so far at the same time. Um,
you got
and
the G.
well, I also said Fred first. Um, so anyway, so four and
Baby steps.
sorry, Greg and Superman are both talking about crypto, and I was like, yeah, she really allows that behavior. He goes, it's
Hold on. Wait. Did you just call him Greg again?
yeah.
Gary.
Oh, well.
I literally, are you kidding me? That I just like completely went over it, and I'm like, wait a minute, dude.
Gary and Superman were talking about how she enables his behavior, crypto, and why he's been a bad dog.
Yep. I'm
Also,
curious how long she's been on Earth
also
because
true.
they don't arrive at the same time.
No, I'm assuming we're gonna find that out.
I mean,
Um,
yes, we're gonna find out. I'm just something
but
that
she's also been on Earth for a bit too.
we don't really know that.
We do.
I mean, we okay. We know she's been on Earth for a little while, but I meant like we don't know like if it's been a significant amount of time. Like it could be if
All right.
you
So
know.
when I say a significant amount of time, I'm saying it was long enough for her to figure out it was her cousin, and she's now adapted her costume to be Supergirl because her costume is her comic book accurate one with the skirt and looking like Superman.
So depending on the iteration, that could be what they were sent with because those are usually Kryptonian attires depending on like I said so depending on the iteration
Okay,
they
fair
could
enough.
arrive on Earth with those and they do not create them on Earth
Fair
so
enough. Fair
that
enough. I'm going with
and
my assumption of that she create like granted it is Kryptonian like armor, but it's
mm,
like manipulated to
yeah The
I'm
other
going.
thing too is that in other iterations, she knows that she is coming to look for her cousin, and obviously, if she arrives on Earth and sees a superpowered being that, because remember, she left when she was older, so she was supposed to be watching over Superman
Which we're assuming is the same story in this as well.
in
No,
comic
no, no. I
in
know, I know. I'm
yeah.
just saying, but
So
she's
because
technically younger
when
than
she
her cousin.
arrives, because she something happened that they didn't
Yeah,
arrive
yeah,
at the
yes,
same
yes, yes.
time, he is now older, um, technically.
Well,
Um,
physically,
Physically, yes. um,
like she's technically born before him
she
still,
is still older than him, but because
but she
she's
got
been on Earth,
frozen. Or every iteration's different. We can agree on, but like something has stopped her aging in most renditions.
yep.
Um, but so yeah, so we
So
see.
she knows the concept, like the idea of Earth, of how like if she gets to Earth, there's going to be a yellow sun that's going to give them superpowers that, So she's going to know all this. So she arrives on Earth, and Superman is being Superman for however long he's been, because it's been at least 3 years. So if she's been on Earth for just, I'll say, a year, she knows.
Yeah, so I'm taking it as within the 3 years is when she arrived. Um, I would say definitely not before that, obviously,
I would.
because
I'm
he
I'm
had.
going with I'm going with no more than a year, and I'm giving a year a long shot. Or like,
Okay, that's fair. I'm stating it. Well, granted, I'm saying something similar. However, you are being much more specific. I'm saying it was definitely after he became Superman. Um,
yeah, I think a year at most. I'm
yeah.
guessing
So you're
probably
saying
like
you're saying
maybe
less than a year. You're saying a year to less than a year, but you think definitely less than a year. I'm
yeah,
saying it's between like a year and three.
yeah.
We'll find out who's right. Granted, I unfortunately think it's gonna be you, which irritates me just because of crypto. But at the same time, he's only recently had to take care of crypto. Not like that doesn't mean crypto has not been around for a bit too,
That's true. Yeah,
because he was just babysitting, which we
it
find out
like
why.
it all depends on how long it took her to realize that she could get drunk on a red sun, and how oh, let's go look for other planets, kind of thing. So
No, I think she had to have known. Well, granted, we don't know how old she was when she left Krypton.
again,
Also, drinking in general is weird because we don't
uh,
know. Excuse me, we don't know Krypton's like drinking policy and party scene.
yeah, true.
But anyway, so so that was one scene, which was the end scene. Um, and then she just takes Crypto away. Granted, with her as because it is her pet. Um, the first after credit scene is wait. Oh, I'm mixing them up. I don't remember
First,
which one was first.
first after credit scene is Superman and Crypto sitting on the
The moon.
moon.
Well, we're assuming it's the moon. We can
Yeah,
agree to
and
that.
Superman is watching the Earth, and Crypto is looking at the camera.
Yes, but they're in a warm embrace.
Yep. hmm
Um, the second one.
Second one is Superman and Mr. Terrific looking at a building that is
Oh
out of
yes, yes, yes,
line.
yes. Yep.
That is out of line, and Superman says it's not lined up, and Mr. Terrific gets very offended and
He goes, "What do you
asks,
want me to do? Knock the whole building down and build it back up?"
and then he storms off, and he's like, "I'm sorry, it's not bad. I just was saying, I'm sorry." And then the classic Superman is like, because he's a Boy Scout, goes, "Oh shoot, I can be such a jerk sometimes." It's just like,
And that was so Superman. It was disgusting.
yup.
But for good reasons. But for good reasons. To be fair, it was for the best reasons.
hmm
I don't like that personally, but it fits for Superman, which is why it was good. I will
Yep.
say.
Yep.
Um, yeah.
And that's the end of the movie.
And so the next thing is going to be Peacemaker. We know for a fact, so we get a glimpse of. I thought he was going to have a bigger role. I don't know why, but the guy who's James Gunn's brother,
Oh, Maxwell
um,
Lord. I thought he was going to
Ma-
play more as well. Yeah, I didn't expect him to
um,
just be literally a cameo.
so correct. So he's playing a bigger role, obviously, in Peacemaker,
Yep.
which we also see with, excuse me, but we only see Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl. We do not see Mr. Terrific in Peacemaker as of yet,
As of
officially.
yet. Yes.
That doesn't mean he's not going to be in it. I doubt it in some way. But that doesn't mean because I don't think the Justice Gang is
At,
going to play a major role.
at
But
this
I've been
point,
wrong before.
Metamorpho could show up too because he's now a member.
Yes, but I also understand why they didn't put him in the trailer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I agree with you. Yes, he could be in it. I'm stating that that would have been a big spoiler later.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Um, but no, loved it. Loved everything about it. Excited to see Peacemaker season 2. But let us get into my character spotlight.
I just wanna say I'm glad that this was the first movie for the new DCU, the new DC
Yep.
universe. It was a great, it great jumping off point.
Well,
Um,
I think I said to you too, I was a little concerned that Creature Commandos technically started it, but for live action and big box blockbuster movie, this was the official start, in my
yep.
opinion. And although Creature Commandos was first, and we're not arguing that, I'm stating that this was the official start to the universe, in my opinion, because we didn't really get the universe in Creature Commandos.
No, we just got his little
We
snippet.
got a little bit of
I
Earth.
I like I want to say I like the twist because in the trailers it made it seem like Superman was coming to rescue Baravia, and in actuality, Baravia was the aggressor and the one that Superman was stopping. I did like that twist. I
I like
didn't
no,
expect that.
I like how they gave us a lot in the trailers, but also twisted it where it was misinformation.
I mean, they did hint that in Creature Commandos because if I remember correctly, it was Baravia that was with Creature the area that they went for in Creature Commandos, but um, like it just didn't click in my head that they would continue to be the bad people. Was it Baravia that was in Creature Commandos that the princess was from?
Which throws me off because, but then again, there would be nobody else to take the air, so it would be an elected official after that.
Also true. Yeah.
Hold
Um,
on.
now you're gonna look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. So keep talking.
Okay. Yeah. No, I liked that. I liked the just the overall message of hope. It was throughout the entire movie and how Superman tried to look like whether it's fighting the giant kaiju monster, trying to save the city, trying to, his monologue that he gave to Lex Luthor about how like he all he's doing his greatest quality is that he tries to be human. Um, you find it?
I
No.
want to make sure that I think so, but I want to make sure it's the right place before I say that that's the place.
Um,
Because it was Polk-Savalia. It wasn't the same country.
oh, okay. I thought it was Moravia. Bravia, Moravia, whatever it's called.
The nation of Polkostan is under attack by the Amazonian sorceress.
Okay, yeah, no, it's a different place. Oh,
Oh, it is ruled by General Zod in at some points.
oh, oh! I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
I no, that's you can understand my face.
Yeah.
After I say it, you were like, oh no, I get your face now. But well, no, because it was telling me, oh, it was in Creature Commandos, and then it's like in some renditions, General Zod is previously like owned, like ruled over the country, and I was like, oh,
That's pretty sweet.
was not prepared for that whatsoever. But anyway, let us move on to my characters. Oh, you got one more thing.
One more thing that I ask after every movie:
Oh, okay.
scale of 1 to 10. I know this is not like a because you have to rewatch it. I understand that, but after initial viewing and you had a day to sync,
I I think I'm going 9.
you're gonna go. I'm gonna go 9 as well. Gonna go.
I, I I will say I think it could like I don't think it was like hear me out. It was a great movie. I don't think it's at the level of like incredible where it's a 10.
Mhm.
I don't think I think I've only seen like 2 10s maybe at my most, and I'm saying it was Loki and Loki season 1
Yep. Yep.
and Endgame. No, Infinity War.
You're gonna give Infinity War a 10, really?
Infinity War was better than Endgame in my opinion.
Oh no, I agree with that. I agree with that. Um, I'm a lot of people consider Ragnarok better than Infinity War, so that's part of the reason why I'm saying like, hey, I'm surprised by that.
All right, I think I may have forgotten about that. So, as soon as you said it, I went, "Oh, it is, it is." So I mean, you know what? That's another 10. So,
And what about the Penguin?
did I say it was a 10? No, I
When
thought I
we
said
when we no, I don't think you ever actually gave it an official rating.
no. I
All
think that
I
was a nine.
all
I
I
think that was a. I think that was a 9.5.
Okay, that's fair.
No, it was definitely high. It was definitely high.
Yeah, no, no,
It was
no, it
definitely high.
was, it was.
No, it was definitely. Don't get me wrong. I think for me, it's gotta be like although Penguin has got to be like very. It was very close to a 10.
Hmm.
Um, I think for me it was it. I don't even know what to describe it, but it's going to be a personal preference where it's going to hit me. But don't get me wrong, Penguin phenomenal. No,
No, yeah, no, no, no. Great show. We talked in length about how good that show was.
no, I
Absolutely.
like one of the best. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I don't know. It just wasn't a 10 for me, but it was definitely high. It's definitely going to be ranked high for a long time. It's going to
Okay.
take a lot to knock it down.
I mean,
No, but you know what I mean. Like it
once it's there, it's there. You know.
no, no, no. But you know what I mean. Like it's going to take a lot for me to even be like, oh yeah, it's just like Penguin.
Yeah, whatever. I'm over it.
Exactly. So, we ready? So, I'm going to be talking about my character spotlight, and it is Zelma Staten. Stanton. Sorry, Stanton.
Oh, okay. I'm intrigued.
So, she was introduced in Ironheart in the MCU. However, she's a character that does exist in the comics. However, her mother does not, at least not like as a major character, as it was so portrayed in this show. She is her own character, and we'll understand more as to why she's going to be important later on. Zelma Stanton was a librarian from the Bronx who had been infected by mind maggots, which is ironic because we get mind maggots shown in the show.
Yeah.
That had formed some kind of growth in her head. After she was initially believed to have been a rash, she grew teeth and eyes. Like the rash grew like teeth and eyes.
Oh, okay. So I want to just because I think I got a little bit confused because I think you misspoke because you said
No,
she was a rash.
no,
So
sorry.
she grew a rash.
After what she believed to be a rash, it grew teeth and eyes. Sorry.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
My
sorry.
apologies. I did
That
misspeak.
just
I did misspeak. I think it's because I paused in the middle and then I lost track of where I was and I just didn't register. I didn't let it flow. So anyway, what she thought was a rash grew teeth and eyes. So she tried to go to the hospital, but accidentally freaked out the staff, which I don't know why accidentally. It was definitely like happened.
you're gonna show up with a rash that has teeth and eyes, so you think you're gonna get a few looks.
Correct. But a friend of hers suggested that she seeks the help of Doctor Strange. Another thing I forgot to mention was this character was introduced in 2015.
Oh, brand spanking new.
Basically, in the comics, it is.
Yeah.
So when Zelma visited Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum, Strange noticed he had never seen anything like Zelma's condition. So he cast a spell in an attempt to purge what was poking out of her head that caused countless mind maggots to come out of her. Mhm. When the mind
Gross.
maggots quickly ran around the mansion, Doctor Strange made Zelma accompany him to help find them. They were separated after reaching the library, and Zelma wandered the mansion until she came across Strange's housekeeper, Wong, in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Wong guided Zelma back to the library where Strange had remained to research the creatures that had infected her, and was determined that they were indeed mind maggots. The creatures were linked to Zelma, so in order to trap them, Strange convinced her to shout her deepest secrets to lure them. When the creatures came running, Strange got in their way and absorbed them, curing Zelma completely. As she was leaving, Strange offered Zelma a job as a librarian, which she accepted. Following the attack on magic by a science based cult, known as the empirical, sorry, which led to the destruction of Doctor Strange's library. Zelma assisted Strange in rebuilding his collection, recording all the spells that he had still worked. While in the process of retrieving one of the last magical items in existence, Strange and Zelma became stranded on Weird World. Making matters worse, Doctor Strange fell ill due to a poison arrow tip. The days they remained trapped, Zelma scavenged for food and resources while taking care of Steven. When enemies tracked them down, Zelma used one of the spells that she had written down to transfer Strange's illness to her as a last result. Due to the magic she had absorbed from the creatures she consumed. Oh, sorry. Due to the magic she absorbed from the creatures she consumed in Weird World, Zelma didn't immediately die. However, when they had got back to the Sanctum Sanctorum, Strange saw himself forced to feed Zelma some of the magical food he consumed to cure her. This altered her physicality, making her more sensitive to the world of magic. Even though Strange warned Zelma about the risks of delving into his world, she turned down the possibility of reverting to her normal life due to time she wanted to become his apprentice. So while working in his sanctum, Zelma felt a sudden shiver, like like she was invisibly slimed. She became basically apprehensive due to the damage done to the library, and started to worry that Strange was in trouble. She asked. Okay, this is no. This throws me off because you'll understand why it throws me off. She asked Bats, who I would assume would be Batman, obviously, which is why it threw me off, is not. It's a character name in 616. If he would be able to find Strange, but he replied that uh, he was not. He was a Bassin, not a Bloodhound, and wouldn't know where to begin. Apparently, it's a dog that can talk.
Okay.
But you can understand why I froze because I was like, I don't know that I'm right on that. But
Comics.
anyway, so Stanton later joined Doctor Strange on an expedition into education, helping him in opening and operating the Strange Academy, a school located in New Orleans, Louisiana, that focused on instructing young magicians in the ways of mystic arts. Stanton served as the Academy's librarian and also recruited students such as Emily Bright. However, after Dr. Victor Von Doom took over as a sorcerer supreme, many of the student body and staff of Strange Academy, including Stanton, were relocated to Latveria at his School of Doom Academy. While she had her qualms about working with the dictator Doom, she joined nevertheless to help the library and the students. And that is the last we've heard of her so far. So obviously she's been introduced to the MCU and why she was supposed to be the lead-in to Strange Academy, which is not clear if that's still the case, just because this show was delayed so much.
Yep.
You ready for her powers, Mike?
Sure.
Magic. That's literally how they describe it, which irritates me. No, it does irritate me. It does irritate me because every other time you look at people's magic, they go into detail of what they're capable of, and she's just like magic.
I mean, she doesn't really have a mastery of specific magic, so I
I
can
get it.
kind of understand it where it's like, she's magic as a whole.
I get it. No, I get it. So anyway, she's human slash magician, which is considered its own race, magician, which is weird to me. But in Marvel, Marvel's weird. So, like I said, she was introduced in October of 2015, and she's so new that she does not have a ranking for like the Power Grid.
Oh, there we go.
Um,
A little
but
baby.
she is, which I find very interesting. Um, some fun facts about her because I don't have the power grid. Some of her deepest secrets are she cheated on her driver's exam. She thought her niece was ugly. She hates her mother's meatloaf to the point where she convinced her mother she was a vegetarian so she wouldn't have to eat it.
Ha!
She voted for J. Jonah Jameson for mayor. She's pretended to cry at all funerals. She hates hot dogs. And she's dreamed about seeing the world, but some days is just being afraid of leaving the house, which I find to be funny because realistically, isn't that everyone?
I was about to
Um,
say, I feel that.
no, I feel that like I want to see everything, but I also don't want to get up.
Hmm.
Well done. I mean, I do have to say, based on the vision I see, like the character, like how they drew her, they did a really good job of like capturing her in the show, like comic book accurate.
Mm. No, that's good.
I will argue that probably the only thing I would argue is the hair is different, but I think technically the way they draw her is not like ethnically correct with the hair in the
Yeah.
sense of like so I will not complain about that. But I like it. I thought I honestly thought she was a brand new character. I didn't think she was a character that existed in the MCU because I the mother wasn't a real person.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't even quite
You just assumed she was going to be as well.
but I looked her up and she's real, so I'm very happy to see it. So next week we have a little bit of a break. Mike and I think, are going to think of something rather quickly to do. But for right now, it's only for 1 week, so it's not like we want to do anything crazy because a lot of stuff we want to do is like multiple weeks.
Yeah. I mean, technically, if you want, we could still do something because we would just take a 1 week break for Fantastic Four and then pick it up again after
Oh, also true.
uh,
Also true.
because then we'll have another 2 3 weeks to go before
Yeah. What do you want to talk about then? Which one do you want to do?
uh, you want to. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go into Star Wars, we can read those the other part of the Star Thrawn books that I was telling you about. Um, could
You know what we could do?
oh
Maybe we might want to wait until it gets closer. But at one point, I want you to read the Marvel Zombies comics
that would be good for closer. We get it closer. Yeah, that
because
would be good.
I think we'll have a little bit of a gap to be able to do so before Halloween, before they release Marvel Zombies. But
Yeah.
anyway, there's so we're gonna divide it up into 2 weeks because there's two series of it. Um, one better than the other, but you'll figure that out rather quickly. So
Yeah.
anyway, do you want to read a book or do you want to do something else for Marvel or DC? It's up to you.
I mean, if you want to, what's next thing is coming out? Is Peacemaker. I mean, if you want to rewatch Peacemaker, it's the other thing.
Well, did we talk about Peacemaker in this or no? We had to have.
I don't remember.
No, we
Even
had to have because we talked about Suicide Squad.
did we?
Yeah, not the first one, the second one.
The second one came out in 2021.
We've never talked about it. We might have to do that then. You know what? Why don't we watch Peacemaker?
Okay. So Peacemaker. So do you want to watch Suicide Squad and talk about it first, or
You know
and then
what? You know what? We're gonna do Suicide Squad, and then we'll get ourselves prepared for the other one later. That works for me.
so just so you know, Peacemaker came out in 2022.
Yeah, I don't think we started that yet
Because this is
because
what
we started in 2023,
this is
didn't
our
we?
year three. Yeah,
So,
23, 24, and now we're in 25. So year
yeah,
three. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I
So
mean. So, all right, so we didn't talk about it.
you
I
talked
talked
about it.
about
You talked about it.
it. But anyway, so that okay, so we'll be watching Suicide Squad and just talk about that to get ourselves ready for what we're so we can be familiar with what might be changing in Peacemaker 2.
Yeah.
But for now, if you made it this far into the video, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, this is going to be Scott and Mike signing out of the Black Eel Podcast. Have a wonderful night. Bye bye.